Yeah, let's just jump into our focus attack. EVO Japan is it's no secret. Went down over the weekend. Something, I got a chance to sit down and watch when I could, of course. And yeah, man, it was a fun set of results that we got. All the different games that went through. Once again, it was Virtual Fighter, Grand Blue, Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, Tekken, and KOF. Oh, and Melty as well. Those were the main games. They had a buttload of side games. It was really cool because they had you got to see some of the side games that had like big whiteboards and stuff, and some of them would put their brackets on, or they would do like really cool artwork and such. It was, some of the tweets were really awesome. But yeah, it was overall really good. I think it was a breakdown of it was, seventh, tied for seventh place. You got like, close to $500. Fifth place tie got 600. Fourth with 900, third place with 1,500, second place for 3K, and then first place taking home about $7,500 USD. This is USD. It obviously translates different for the yen. But yeah. So I don't know which one do you want to start with. Do you want to go with Grand Blue since we just jumped in? Let's go. To Grand Blue.
Sure. Now listen, I didn't get to devour it all, but I did watch through it all because I was expecting certain characters to be at the top. I believe who was it that won EVO? Was it a 6-player? Siux player?
The previous one or this one?
This year's EVO.
Who won Grand Blue this year?
But I mean, we're gonna talk results. So if you're privy to spoilers, I suggest nothing. So
it was Gamera. A Japan player won it from Losers, and they won with Cagliostro and Jita. Or excuse me, Vera. Sorry, Vera.
Because we had Zombie on the show.
Zombie's like the only Cag out there that probably could take it. So
the best Cagliostro out there on this side of the pond. Now, Gamera won this year's as well. Was that who won that one?
For EVO Japan? Yes. Won both EVO 2022 and won EVO Japan. Well, 2020.
EVO Japan this year. And EVO Japan this year, Gamera with Jita, Catalina, and Zoe. No Cagliostro. But Tororo gets second with Percival of all characters.
With Percy.
Yeah,
that was your character, right? Wasn't that your character?
Yeah, but there was a huge nerf after a while of not being able to EXDP through fireballs or any projectiles. So pretty interesting. The character has really laggy buttons, so weird recovery buttons. But I mean, hey, more power to them. I mean, I believe Percival is still good. I like him. He's got the power-ups. I really wanted to watch it, but Belial got third, who I believe has already been a problem. Matera's always been a problem with with the arrows. Jita's just being, I guess they really nerfed Gran. Because
Jita has always been slightly better since her release. I believe she's always been slightly better than Gran.
Why use Gran? Exactly. Why use Gran when you can Jita?
There's Gran, then there's better Gran. So
yeah, and then Ren is there with Avatar Belial. What does Avatar mean?
It's the souped up version. There's think of it like EX. There's a Belial, then there's like a super evil Belial. So yeah, there's two versions of them.
Oh, and they also use Grand, but also Seox or Six or whatever.
And Vanilla Belial as well. So
yeah, I really want to. That's the character I really want to use. Now again, I'm gonna wait for the fantasy, the new game, because I actually would like to play it. I don't want to play the old one and buy all these new characters now. I'm literally just gave it to my brother recently because he likes the art style. I'm like, here, enjoy this, and then I'm like, I have to relearn it. So yeah. So no, I thought that was a pretty good, and even look, Ladiva made 9th place. That's pretty cool. I mean, grapplers for life, right? Yeah, your favorites as of late. And then Vasaraga's down there in 13th. Eustace, I forgot, was in the game. Another shooting character, or sort of like that. I guess a bit of a lame character. I'm like I said last week, I wanted to see where the meta was going with that game, because I want to see who to pick up next time I play it. I mean, Catalina's been up there, has always been up there, and Jita, obviously, just still the grand boots, right?
Yep. Hey, Narmaya, just close to top 16. Let's go. Hopefully she gets buffed enough that the next version she'll be better. Please just make her overhead thing an actual overhead. Just give her that, and literally you will you will make her a good character, and she'll see more play, and it'll be awesome.
I think that's the problem with that game.
Why else would I want to spend meter to do that shit? Yeah, sure, plus, but it's like I gotta like do so much just to get that to be plus. Yeah, so I got to watch a little bit of Grand Blue. KOF 15 I didn't get a chance to watch, but Xiaohai ended up taking that pretty convincingly.
I saw the end while I was watching. I don't remember who I was watching. I was working, so I was just had it on the side, so I couldn't really interact. But I think I was watching a couple people talk about it. But anyway, Xiaohai is super convincing. He's not letting go of this game. I mean,
no,
he doesn't need to stop playing this game. It's like, and I don't know what it is. It's like the more frustrated he was, the older he looked, but he wasn't losing any good games either. Like it was just going at it. And everybody else, I was watching, I forget his name. Oh, Rome. I was watching Rome himself on Twitch, and he was just like, dude, everybody else is just like sad because there's so many like mess ups that some people are getting. Like there's a lot of there were a lot of drops combos, but then Xiaohai was just like, all right, capitalize. There was one moment where I saw him like capitalize on a cross up with just a jab, like just a normal jab. Like they know the perfect spot to be in. It's crazy.
Yeah. So and when it comes to KOF, I also get to play my favorite game. When it comes to wait, hold up one second, I'm double checking. Oh, that's I'm tripping. That was EVO. I was like, wait a minute, those look like the wrong names there. Excuse me. When it comes to KOF, let's see how many Kyo characters do we get in top 8. While this plays out in the background, I'll be able to give you guys a quick peek there. So
Kyo
or basically Kyo variants. Which are really just Kyo. So in the top 8, we've got there is one Sanwa rocked with K, Long, and Cronin. So that's already 2 right there. Sanwa M dash. Yeah. So we got K and Cronin there. Brooks ET got Cronin, so that's 3. Let me see. 31M did not. Lagia got Kyo and Cronin as well there. That's another 2 more, so that's 5. Leshar got K Dash and Cronin. That's 7. ZJ, what is it? ZJZ or is it like ZJZ?
Yeah, made it into the grand.
Made it to grand. Did not actually rock any K variant, but Xiaohai did have Kyo and Cronin. So that's 9. 9 variations used up in the top 8 and all the teams total, which isn't bad. I mean, Beat Janet was pretty up there as well. Beat Janet was in like I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you want to include the variation from ZJZ, which you can see right here on the on the gameplay screen, I used it, so that's like 6 different times Beat Janet was used. Pretty good character, huh? Pretty good character, I want to say.
Listen, they nerfed her. And she's still good. But they can nerf Rock. The way they nerfed Rock was like they shifted apparently all of his hitboxes. And the command grab is worse. So like that's why you probably have Mad KOF or Violent Kane who aren't using them. By the way, that was all top 8 that Crash Tag had mentioned.
Oh yeah,
that's not including the top 26 or top 28 who's have like or top 32, excuse me, who's had like all the usual names that we see in there, like Violent Kane, Lacid. Let me see, there's another one, Mad KOF, Xiao Bao, let's see, Tomago. Like those, they all made it out there.
Yep. Shout outs to Abao with rocking the Hydern in top 8. Hell yeah. The Colonel.
Yeah. Who got buffed. That's the thing.
Who got buffed. Exactly. It's the only one that made it to top 8, but there was a couple, there was like at least another one listed in the top 32 with Hydro. Scamped used Yakazaki, Hydern, and Ralph, and he had a different variation where it was Ramon, Iori, and Hydern, and some others too, but also making it tied for 9th place. So the Colonel is potent right now. Colonel's potent.
Yeah. I remember watching Lacid. I believe he just uses random select twice and picks his character Ash, known for an Ash play. But anyway, Xiaohai does not look like he's gonna be stopped.
Yeah, no. Actually, spoilers, anybody that made it to grand finals here, whoever won the tournament, that grand finals was a blowout for multitude of games. I think Grand Blue might be the only one that wasn't a blowout, but like Tekken, Street Fighter, Guilty, KOF, those were blowouts, as in 3-0s or you know 5, whatever they were. They was just it was win no, number nothing, 1-0. Like whoever their opponent was that lost, that got that second place, bro, they didn't even make a dent. They were not ready. There was clearly a difference there in skill, which was kind of like crazy to see that many games to have that. I'm wondering how skewed those, not to say the brackets were skewed, but it's like it's still kind of crazy to see like how that happened across the board.
Man, so I wanted to watch Strive results, by the way, if you want to move on.
I did watch a little bit of Strive as well. I got a chance to peek it out. I think for Strive, let me see. For Strive, we know it was Gobu ended up taking the dub there. You know, so yeah, the Gobu coming through with Zato. This is World Finals. For Zato is really, really wild. I'm trying to see if I can find that clip in the meantime, but Gobu ended up taking it over. Who's second place on that one? Trying to
I have it here. Remember. It is Locks Giovanna.
Yes,
second place again.
Actually, Gio saw place twice, which was really dope. Both second place and of course tied TY with the Chip and Gio got tied for 8th place, or rather for 7th place with Sanaka, who was the Happy Chaos. Polka tied at 5th with Happy Chaos with Tiara with Kai. Daru Ino, the only Ino out there, just saving the camp, you know, making it 4th place there. Umaman with Ramlethal and Viking. I didn't know which they played in top 8. I didn't get to see that match. I have to double check. And of course, Locks with Giovanna, and like I said, Gobu. Wizado won. No Go Lewis, the utmost defensive. Security defense agent or whatever, defense agent, stayed at home.
Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense, thank you. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. Secretary of Defense just stayed at home. Did not come out to play as far as we can tell. I don't know if there was any in the pools, but did not show up for top 8.
You see who tied for 13th?
Oh, yeah.
Leffen?
Yeah. Punk making out in 13th place, and you know, kind of went on a Twitter rant on that one. Listen, you know, I just want to put it out there. Like, Strive is not like the hardest game to play at all. It isn't. I think once you get to a certain high level, like, yeah, you can tell it becomes, you know, you have to really know how the system works to kind of take advantage of it, and your character obviously also affects it. But you know, Punk playing Soul, really good start, right? Or you can, if you have good fundamentals, if you're just good at like being able to, you know, if you're just a good player, you can go far. So I don't understand why the guy does get a lot of shit for it. He, like, from the said community, I don't know if it's like people are like tripping because like, oh, he's a Street Fighter player, and he's just like, he also, you know, lets it known like, I don't play this game and I can still make it this far up. Like, yeah, bro, like if you're a good player, you'll shine. But there was like a lot of Twitter rants. It's not the only Twitter rant that went down this weekend as well, when it came to Punk. But yo, you know, good on you. You made fucking top 16 EVO Japan and with Soul, and you're fucking, you know, I don't want to keep saying like, oh, with Soul, like putting it in there as if that's the reason. But you know, Soul's a really good character to do it with. Fuck yeah. Like if it's your style, like, dude, more power to you. Like, good on you. That's some shit. Some people, you know, can't even say they did. And you know, and if it's not your main game too, like I said, more power to you. Like, absolutely. You know, I know people give them crap about it. As long as you're just not shitting on people either. That's my other part of the coin, is like, it's cool that you made it, but also, you know, there are people that grind and just maybe don't make it because they're just not there. Doesn't take away from them, but it also, you know, shouldn't matter. It's like, brother made top 13, made it 13, tied for 13th, like in top 16. Like, hell yeah, good on you. Like, America, I think. Was there any other American player? Jonathan Tene, you know, Zato won. Made it a little bit higher, of course. I don't recognize any other one past that. So yeah, good on you though. And let me see, for Tekken, Arslan Ash, Safina Kinumi Mitsu over Mel with Geese. Once again, it was like I think that was like a 5-0, 3-0 or whatever. Everything was an man, like body bag. I don't know what else to tell you there. Body bag, but it was good. It was actually good variety. We had Jack Sevens representing Fuck Ram, Mr. Fuck You Man, Claudio, Shaheen.
Fuck You Man and Find Out.
Fuck You Man and Find Out this kick. Steve, Josie,
I'm only reading
Eliza,
his name, y'all.
Julia, Panda, Geese. Actually, there was not a single repeat character in top 8 in Tekken 7. Even the additional like auxiliary characters were different. So we had a total of, for top 8, we had 12 different characters being represented. So that's awesome. And it kind of continued on until about the 9th place area, like 11th kind of area. We got to see a back-to-back Akuma there. We had 3 Akumas, but no Akumas in top 8. No Akumas in top 8, but another 2D character with Geese making it, though.
Well, Tokido way down there in 33rd.
Oh, really?
Akumas. Yep.
Oh. Yeah, why? I didn't even know where he played.
Get that far?
Not even surprised. Not, he's like, let me get back to my Street Fighter 4 days.
Chanel. I'm surprised to see Chanel so low. Joey Fury back in there in 25th. Anakin in 33rd. Just looking for names I know. Yeah.
Nobi with Fang.
I'm surprised they made it out there. You don't really know how many people are going out there. You're gonna stay looking at top 8.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even know how many entered. I know that there was a lot of attendance.
Yeah. All right, so
everybody took advantage of that.
With that, Street Fighter 5. I did get to watch. I did get to watch a good amount, a decent amount of it. With shout outs to All King holding it down, coming back from losers. That one was I think that was a 6-0, even with the reset. I don't believe Nemo unfortunately took one at all from All King.
Nemo started with Gil, went to Falk, went to Urian, back to Gil.
Yeah.
But
I got to watch around the Momochi area, like Momochi versus Machabo, and then Machabo versus All King, which, by the way, Machabo is who took All King to losers. Like my man's record was like 12-13-1 or some shit like that, and he got not only got his revenge, but to win the tournament. Like, you got to be feeling yourself some kind of way.
Once I heard that it was Machabo who put him in losers, I'm like, oh, Nemo, you are done for.
Oh yeah, because my boy was hot. That boy was hot, and he did not stop.
Okay. Punk made top 8.
Yeah, Punk made top 8. And shout outs to Mono, by the way. Yep. Fucking top 8 as well. All of to Mono. Yeah. We had Mono back in the show, like, right after First Attack went out, or like, a month or so after First Attack, out there grinding Fang forever. Represent the island, man. Made us super proud. Shout outs
winners
to you.
Too.
Yeah.
Lost winner semis to Nemo, 3-2, impressive.
3-2,
and then lost. Let me see, losers, semis. No.
Higuchi.
Eliminated, but yeah.
No. Is it Higuchi or Momochi? Nope. Sorry, I think it might have been Momochi.
Momochi eliminated 3-1.
Yeah,
more than Punk could say, because Punk lost 3-0. Punk used Vega and Karen.
I didn't see the Vega. The Luke makes sense. The Karen I did see. Yeah, Karen I did see the Momochi, because he bet the farm with the EXDP at the end against Momochi, and he blocked.
We're gonna get to why I'm giving him so much caca.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But we might as well get into that, because I think that was the last of the top 8. So shout outs to All King. Shout outs to all the winners of EVO Japan. It was still incredible to watch.
Virtual Fighter we didn't talk about.
Excuse me, Virtual Fighter.
Maximilian put out a really good video I saw today, just in a nutshell, just hype matches that from the top 8, just like, the ring outs, the grabs, the pies, the Jackies dressed up as Paul. Go ahead and check his video out that he released today. It's a pretty good look into just hype moments.
Shout out to Tan-chan for taking the dub there.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, EVO Japan is done and dusted, but not without its fair share of controversy. We're kind of alluding to it. If you were on Twitter, there was a lot of things that went down. It brought, Punk was, one of the aspects of it that went down for some good reasons, good and bad reasons. I want to say is a combination of both. Because when there are issues, you should speak up about it. I wasn't even aware that, I think it was Jonathan Tene actually's tweet that got me, that there was one setup per pool, which was crazy to think about.
Well, the year that we went to EVO, I believe it was also, might have been 2 or 1 setup. Now, we were in a very small venue. like fantastically small.
Yeah, I think this was a bigger venue.
Much bigger. Yeah, the picture I sent you, or the tweet of Giuna, he had a good picture of it.
Yeah, so we'll actually bring this up. So there was like a lot of back and forth tweeting. Oh, this was going on here, that's going on here. EVO even themselves acknowledged that they know of, you know, there were problems and they want to get feedback. And Rick, as well as also like, you know, quote tweeted, obviously managing a lot of this stuff too. Quote tweeting it, saying like, hey, we're going to be working on it. We're committing and making it better. Markman as well. Everyone that's, you know, it's an event. Things go right, things go wrong. The way you judge a good event isn't not just like, sure, yes, the way the event runs is a good way, but also how the event will then take its shortcomings, its failures. If they keep doing having the same problem the next year, then you can kind of, you know, get a sense for how they're really treating the event. But if it's not good this year, or there's a problem one year and then that's fixed next year, it's progress. All right. I just want to make that as kind of like the benchmark for everybody, kind of like the bar. But yeah, EVO has tweeted about it. You know, new venue, the look, the presentation, the expanded activities this year. We also know about the event produced a flawed competitor experience throughout the tournament. That imbalance will never happen again. Talking about the stream setup specifically, which is also linked to things like the Punk tweets, stating there was like lag on it. There was even I think there was a delay due to him kind of explaining and trying to show like there's a problem. And he's not the only one. There were others. I think Arslan Ash was another one. There was another Tekken player that was talking about it as well. I just can't think of the name. Starts with an R. It was a top 8 too. I feel bad. I'm sorry. My apologies. But you know, they voiced like, hey, there is a problem with the stream setup. To my understanding, it was only kind of to the stream setup. We'll go into a little bit of those details. Yes, yeah, I believe it was that player. So they stated, you know, they're committed to making a great pairing experience globally. Our U.S. team will work closely with our partners in Japan to align in these event series with community expectations. EVO Japan has limitless potential as an experience and destination. We will ensure it reaches for you. We ensure it reaches it to you for you. Okay, that was a weird way to end it on that, but yeah, you know, I think overall that's like a great way to taking it. Like, just acknowledge it. Yes, you know, it'd be a bad way to acknowledge to just pretend like everything's perfect. It's not. It's very rare where an event actually goes perfect. Even then, there's always small things you can always fix. So that went off. That in a combination of Punk's kind of meltdown. It's out there. You know, there's no real way of like getting rid of it. You know, the internet never forgets. Neither does places like Reddit and all. It kind of goes in. If you look at things like the subreddit R Fighters, you know, talking about you know, there's a little bit of salt there, and it's understandable when you travel and you do all this to work with a sub-competitive level setup that could cost you the game. Yes, I can absolutely understand the saltiness and the actual the anger from it. Absolutely. Are there possibly better ways to kind of communicate that versus I will never attend a shitty Japanese tournament ever in my life? Makes zero sense. They can't reset score when they use the controller and feel the same. Like there's a finesse to this. All right. And you can be like, yo, calling it out as it is. You know, I'm being real about it. Sure. But there's a finesse to that. All right. Because you're still kind of dog the tournament. You're still, you know, dogging the work. And yes, if the work is not up to standard, there's a bit more of a better way to, you know, to go down that path. But, you know, I can also understand as a competitor, the salt is there, you know, you're on stream, like emotions run high. Yeah, I'm sure this, you know, it says 19 minutes tweeted when they went down. I'm sure that was probably within 10 minutes after those 19 minutes after he got done and got off the stage.
I look at what Arslan wrote. Main screen monitor is so laggy. Hopefully they fix this soon. That's nothing wrong. That's just, dang, the equipment's messed up. That's crazy.
Yes.
You're not blanket statementing the entire tournament over your laggy setup, which, by the way, if there's 1,000 other competitors and you're in top 8, those other 992 other players are probably not even going to get to see, like, what out of all those 992 players that didn't make top 8, how many of them are actually going to be on the mainstream and experience that lag? If you'd experienced it, Go ahead and talk about it with somebody. Talk with production. Talk with them. If they don't understand, I mean, obviously you're in another country. Go ahead and find Rick. Go ahead and find Markman. Tweet to the right people. Don't just bring it up like this. I mean, yeah, if they're not happening or if they're not doing it. But again, you're in another country. There may be a language barrier. Maybe. I'm not there. But when I was there, I tried my best to make sure that they could read my name. I could read, I could be at my post where I needed to be when I needed to be there. It was the one tournament I made out of pools at 2018 EVO. So like, it's partially my responsibility to make sure that I can play at my best.
Yeah.
By one, being there, and by two, all of the above. Sorry.
Being as communicative as possible. Yeah. I mean, the other thing about it is that he wasn't the first one to kind of point it out, right? Like if you look at the timelines, like 5 hours ago, both Rangchu and Arslan Ash were like, hey, super laggy monitor setup. Like there should have been a little bit more attention to that if it hadn't been fixed. And that's the other part. I actually want to play on the other side of what you said, like those 992 competitors. Like then how often is that, how often is the setup being used that, it's a pool play, like a pool match versus a top 8 where maybe a player might notice it more, right? Not to say, like some people, there are still some competitors out there that might not feel a difference. Like they like can't tell. They're not that tuned in, so it takes to a certain high caliber player to understand that, which once again, I can understand, but there is a bit more tact to it. Latif also kind of chiming in, tournaments in NA are much better, more fun in those in my experience than Japan, where I did have fun overall thanks to my cousin, but I don't think I'll go back to a Japanese tournament again. I'd rather spend the trip to go to EMEA or NA events. Like I get that, but
it's different. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, but like stating, shitty ass tournament, fly all this way to get treated like absolute dog shit. I'm like, I'm like, I don't think you gotta treat it like dog shit. Like, let's be real. Like, that's a pretty big stipulation there. Like, but don't get me wrong, he's still in the right for stating like there is a problem here, and there was a delay because he was trying to explain it, and yes, there might have been maybe a language barrier there and such, but. There was definitely ways to communicate that better. You definitely could have handled that better, but at the same time, at least Evo now understands, and they're not like pushing you under, they're not putting you under the rug, right? Like Rick himself even put it like, hey, Punk was correct, like he wrote it right there. Punk is right. Punk was right. He made the right call there. It's just people had a problem with just the way he showed it, and like there's a professionalism to it, man. There's a professional. You might not feel it now, but like this stuff does, will always reflect on you. Will always. And if you're if you're at that level, like you gotta, keep. I don't want to say you gotta censor yourself, but you just, I'm just giving you some free advice here. Like take it if you want. This is free 99. Like it's just, companies will always look at that. Your perception, your public opinion, people have the court of public opinion on you will always like follow you. And stuff like this that is like could also deter you. Like I get it. It came from a place of understanding and good. It's just maybe it was handled a little incorrectly. It's like it is what it is. But the message got across.
It's so irksome because there's a huge echo chamber that comes with his disdain for a tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge I say it every time he comes up, is that influence that he has, influence even us ourselves that we have as a podcast. We're not going to be here and sit here and be fake. We'll tell you some things. Even, I mean, Meza will tell you some more things than I would. But like, what I'm saying is that like, when you have influence, you have to be careful how you choose to share it. Look at Arslan. He knows, he's just saying his experience.
Yeah.
Punk is also saying his experience, but also making sure that everyone that follows him knows this and that and the other. But then Justin Wong, I saw he tweeted out, you guys should apologize to Punk. And it's like, why? Because Rick put out a statement and Evo put out a statement that yes, these things happen. I mean, there's still a peanut gallery that's gonna say it, whether they go into another chat room or another Twitch stream. Maybe I'm just floating here, but we're getting close to the end of the episode, aren't we?
He's like, we got. So one thing to follow up on all this is something that Juna posted up, right? So about all the information that went down, especially some misinformation, right? He talks about the lag issue. Punk and others complain about the stream setup being laggy, which was acknowledged by EVO. This was only the stream setup. The 500 or so setups for pools were fine and even came with noise canceling headsets. Just fix the stream setup next time. Yes. So it's stating all these things that could be fixed easily. The brackets, which this was a real issue at EVO with the volunteer TOs not knowing how to run a bracket, causing mass delays, people waiting around for hours. Easily fixable. Just DQ players who are not there. I repeat, just DQ players who are not there. Damn.
Yep.
The heat, the venue was very stuffy and hot once it filled up. That is true. I did hear like day one was crazy. Even if they didn't want to pay for the AC, there was a huge shutters all over the venue that could have been open to let the cool air in. EVO said more people attended than they anticipated. Just be ready next year. It's a good problem to have. Majors in tennis are divided by court type, hard, clay, grass, because each surface heavily affects the game, with some players excelling on one type but struggling in others. I say we do this with fighting games.
This is a totally different tweet. It's not part of the thread.
Oh wait, is it not? Oh yeah, my bad. It looked really good. I was like, hey, that's actually a pretty cool idea. Kind of bring a solution.
22 hours.
Yeah. So
clay floors. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the heat. Okay. Japan had the best location for every major. Sorry, Daytona Beach. Okay. Easily accessible, spacious venue, more than enough setups. It's free. Still ran the exact same thing next year. Fix the issues would be amazing. Good luck. Yeah, like I think these could be fixable issues. Like I said, just judge the event for how it was this time. But that feedback is very important. Let them know. They need to know. You should be telling your TOs this. This goes to any major. This isn't just EVO Japan. This is any major. Tell them. A good TO will have their ears open. Organizers will have their ears open because they should take this. This is what is it called? Constructive criticism.
Right.
Now, whether or not they decide to execute on a constructive criticism is how you should judge them afterwards. Is how you should really take that with. Listen, I told you this is a problem. And if next year it is a problem again, outside of extenuating circumstances where maybe something just could not happen, would not budge, fine. Other than that, you judge them on it.
Right, because this doesn't lead to growth.
Exactly.
It doesn't lead to growth. If you have 4,000 followers and 700 people see your tweet of those followers, I don't want to go to that tournament. I don't want to go to EVO, and specifically in Japan, where I'd like to visit Japan when there's an EVO there.
Yep.
Man, I'd really like to go to EVO Japan again. I personally would. And will this deter me? No, because I would go on my own accord, and if it lags on my setup, I don't care. I'm still in Japan.
Yeah, there's also one way to look at it. Fuck it. I'm seeing a Gundam.
Yeah, and listen, I went for 4 days. I went for EVO Japan, but man, did I enjoy everything around EVO.
For sure.
I didn't make it my priority.
Yeah.
Even just being in a taxi cab in Japan. Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I think our guy was a gangster before. He was really intimidating.
All I was gonna say was Japan is very anime. Then I realized anime is very Japan.
Yeah, right. All right. So with that, what did you guys think? You guys checked out EVO Japan. Did you guys watch? Did you guys stay up with the drama? What do you think of the criticisms that EVO has taken in? Should there be more? Should there be things that they should have avoided from the rip? Let us know about that. Of course, make sure